morning, everybody. We've got some bad weather coming in, and I just wanted to share with you, take stock of what's going on here on my homestead and let you know where we're at and what needs to be done. These are my purple hull peas that I grew to dry and keep for the winter. These pods are ready to harvest and take inside. And these I can eat fresh. For whatever reason, the deer did not bother these peas. Maybe because it was sandwiched between the corn and the okra, I don't know. But what I want to do is I want to get a lot of this done and also harvest some okra. And the corn stalks are completely dry now. I want to go ahead and cut those down, chop and drop them, and bring the cobs up to dry in the garage for seed. I planted the okra late and I haven't had much of the fruit. The plants got big and meaty, so hopefully I'll have some seed left to plant for next year. You know, it hasn't rained very much since this has been here, so those pods are not as plump as they could be if we'd had some rain. My mini vineyard got a bit neglected. I knew I wasn't going to get grapes this year, but I had hoped to have the support beams and the wires running between the vines by now. My flower bed, the roselle calyxes, I still need to harvest from the plants. Once again, these were planted late. It's a big bush. It takes time to develop all that. There are a lot of flowers, there are a lot of calyxes. We'll see how many I can harvest before bad weather comes. And the cosmos are still a few blooms. The Thai basil is still there, and I'm planning to just leave it for the winter and see what happens. Everything behind the Thai basil is going to get chopped down and pulled out because those are all tomato vines. This is the Thai basil, and all of these flower spikes are still purple, although they have very few little blooms on them. I'm going to get some advice. I'm thinking that I need to prune all this back now, but maybe I prune it in the spring. I have to find out. From here down, the flower bed still looks okay. Got a fair amount of blooms. I've saved a lot of this seed already. These pepper plants have actually quite a few little purple peppers on them. They ripen and turn red, so we'll see. I'll just leave those. As I expected, the cranberry hibiscus is the most beautiful thing in my garden. I didn't even imagine it would get that big and beautiful. However, it didn't bloom. A big limb broke down from the third one over. It's just a matter of time. They're top heavy, the wind is here, they're really spread out, impossible to protect. They're not a perennial, so I'm gonna leave them until they fall over. I've been needing to clean this out for a while. My plan is to just cut it at the base. I'm not pulling the roots out. Leave the roots in there for structure in the soil, break down organic matter. Take all the tops off, take them out. I want to take down the shade cloth because there was an issue with some of it, and it was a construction issue that I didn't realize until it was done, and it was too late. But the method for doing the single string off of the electrical conduit, the joint of the electrical conduit has to live, you know, it has a coupling, and that coupling and that joint has to live in the T of the T-post, so that when you put the weight of the possible vines and also the shade cloth on it, it doesn't dip down. Now, if you had a fixed pipe, you know, an immovable pipe, that would be different, but those are really heavy. I didn't want to use that. I saw this on another channel and I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do, but you really have to do that. You got to put the joint inside that T so that it has the support of your T-post, and then you're going to continue with the straight line. So I want to take all of this shade cloth off and reinstall it when I have plans. So I was watching Danny at Deep South Homestead this morning and I saw him in his flannel shirt and I thought, oh my gosh, it's time. We've got to get out our flannel shirts, and the t-shirt weather is over. We may have, you know, lots of sunny days. I don't know. This is my first fall in Tennessee. And I did go overboard, as I have a tendency to do, and I bought a bunch of plants that have not been planted. And I've got to get my citrus trees moved back into my sunroom because unfortunately, hi, say hi to Spud. Say hi. Unfortunately, I didn't get my greenhouse built. There were a lot of big plans, big projects I wanted to accomplish that didn't happen. And so, and now, you know, with supply chains broken down, I mean, who knows if you can get stuff. So my mode of operation is to batten down the hatches, get everything in the ground that needs to get in the ground. I'm going to dig up some pepper plants and bring them inside, you know, maybe 5, and see if they can make it through the winter. Got to figure out what to do with my passion fruit because it's huge, and I don't know about bringing that into my little sunroom. It's going to be very crowded in there. So much to do here on the homestead, and it's just me, you know. I have free entertainment with these cats though. I will have to reach out, you know, just like Danny was saying, they try to handle everything themselves unless it's a big project that they can't do. I am older, obviously I am not going to wreck my body trying to do some of these big jobs like I've done in the past. So I will try to find somebody to help me here and there. But for the most part, I'm just going to take it one step at a time and get one bed done and one job done and get the peas harvested. And right now I need to go in and make chicken soup. I think the best way to make chicken soup ever is the way I've been making it for about 25 or 30 years. So I'm going to go in there and get my chicken soup started. Maybe you'll see that on a future video. Thanks so much for the little walk around with me. As you can see, I've got more leaves to mulch up. I've got that. I got another extension cord so I can go even farther down the driveway. And right now, I'm not sure what tree that is, but that dropped its leaves first, and that's kind of empty. Several of these are. Ooh, there's 2 predators flying around up there. Hey, this is the country and we have predators. What do you know? You know, I've never been a fan of wind. You know, I was going to plant these down in my flower bed because everything is dried up down there and not colorful. But I can't really see them from my porch even. So I love seeing them up close. And I think I am going to stick these in a bunch of pots right by my back door so when I sit out on the driveway, I can enjoy them. Or maybe I'll put 2 in each raised bed. I don't know what I'm going to do. I wish I could decide. This is another job I have to do. I need to get the wood that's on the ground off the ground, stacked on the back deck, and the plastic put away. And I've got a piece of galvanized on that right now, but it does not fit that. And it blew off once already. Say hi. We're here. What needs to be done is I have to take out the dried beans. I have to take out the squash that are ready with the dried up vines, but I still have winter squash over here that aren't ripe. I mean, they aren't mature. They're still green. So I'm just gonna have to leave that regardless of the weather. And most of the okra now is laying over, so I'm going to start cutting off those dried pods, bring them inside, and saving those seeds. And probably make one last harvest of the Chinese eggplant. But first I've got to do all of this other stuff. I've got a lot of eggplant already in the freezer. So eggplant's kind of down. You know, I had a lot of eggplant this summer. I planted way too much. And so next year I'll know not to plant quite so much eggplant. All right, I'm gonna get inside and make some chicken soup. Believe it or not, this is a little tomato plant that just came up in the crack here. And this is a passion fruit. I didn't even see these flowers, but I've got to flower this. This is Passiflora edulis, which is actually the exact same variety that I grew in California. It was everywhere in California. I had so many vines, they just went everywhere. I need a greenhouse. Any companies out there want to come and quickly build me a greenhouse in Tennessee? I'd love that. Why don't we go inside? It's so windy. What do you think? I gotta get some water on these plants. Oh my gosh, I need help. All right. Oh my gosh, who did that? Oh no. Did the kitties do that? Really? I mean, I know it was an old tarp. Yeah, I guess so. You guys did that, huh? Everything is for their entertainment. Oh. Okay. Well, it's gonna have to wait. Check out this sunrise. They look very much like black-eyed peas. I'm not saving that. These. I find this hard on the fingernails. These I'm going to eat fresh. See if I can zip them open. Not really. Look how pretty these are. Fresh. If you eat bacon, you put in a chunk of bacon and you cook up a mess of these. Piece of ham. That's a nice one. Look at the size of those. Fresh, dried. Okay, I'm going out to the dehydrator and I am going to get some tomatoes dehydrating. Meanwhile, I have got my chicken soup started. Anyway, that's just a very brief walk around to see where things are at. Got to get things buckled down for bad weather coming, and I've never been a fan of wind. I've got my compost. I need to get manure. I need to get wood chips. I'm going to call upon the people that I know to try to get those things in here so that I can start batten down the hatches, because we don't know what next year brings. The supply chains are breaking down and we don't know what we can get, and that was in the back of my mind when I kind of halted all the projects at the end of September. I am going to try to finish up and get things in the ground that need to go in the ground, and get things in the house, in my sunroom. I've got to take my citrus trees in there. Maybe I move all the furniture out and just have plants in my sunroom. I don't know. You know, you have to really be careful because limbs break and you don't want to be standing under a limb, and I've got trees everywhere, so this is really on my mind. I had a big limb drop off this tree over here. I was inside, I saw it fall down, and I'm, whoa, okay, don't be standing under that tree. So this is my first fall in Tennessee. It's going to be interesting, and I hope you will go along on my journey here in Tennessee. I hope I've inspired you in some way to raise your vibration. That's how we survive all of this craziness and uncertainty. So God bless you, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you enjoyed this video, please watch these. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.